Yeah, I think it's finally time that I review the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. Hello guys, how are you? David Franco here from davidthefranco.com. It's been a little while since I've gotten my hands on the Samsung Galaxy Note 5, and I apologize for not giving more coverage beforehand, but I got it around Christmas time. And as anybody who watches my videos regularly, you probably know this by now, my channel gets pretty crazy around the holidays, so this kind of fell into the mix. However, I'm coming through with my promise. Instagram.com/thisonekid was nice enough to hook me up with this, so thank you so much. So be sure to follow him on Instagram right below. I really appreciate this. So because the Galaxy Note 5 is not necessarily a new phone anymore, I mean, there's no such thing as an old review, especially when considering phones, because not everybody's contracts expire at the same time. But still, it has been a little while since I've gotten my hands on this phone. So with that said, I'm gonna rush through the specs and give you my favorite things and some things I don't like regarding the Galaxy Note 5. So consider this my review. It's nothing fancy, it's straight into the point. So let's talk about it. So going through some specs, the Galaxy Note 5 features a 5.7-inch Quad HD Super AMOLED display with an awesome resolution of 2560 by 1440 with a pixel density of 518 pixels per inch. In other words, this display is downright beautiful. I'll talk about that more in a bit. We have an octa-core 64-bit chip, a 16 megapixel rear camera with a 5 megapixel front-facing camera, 4 gigabytes of RAM, as well as storage options of 32 gigabytes and 64 gigabytes. And of course, we do have a nice large 3000 milliamp hour battery. And finally, included in the phone itself is this little doohickey, the S Pen. Easily one of my favorite features about the Galaxy Note 5. Just don't put it in wrong because it will get stuck. Samsung, I don't know how the hell you overlooked that. So the Galaxy Note 5 is running Android 5.1 Lollipop, and I gotta say, as a primary iOS user, Android's pretty damn nice. Now keep in mind, I've been using Android for a while now, ever since I got my hands on the LG G4, the LG V10, and now the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. Android is not a bad OS. But with that aside, I'll talk about that more in a bit. Let's talk about my favorite things regarding the Galaxy Note 5. So the first thing I want to mention is this honestly feels like a premium device. Samsung, you simply did a kick-ass job with exceptional build quality. The design is beautiful and elegant, and of course, I went with the gold option. Oh my god, the gold looks downright beautiful. Now granted, I am indeed going through my gold phase. I have a gold iPhone 6s, a gold iPad mini 4, and now a gold Samsung Galaxy Note 5. And while to be blunt, that phase is not gonna change anytime soon because I love gold. Speaking from personal experience, I think it's beautiful, it's elegant, and it's classy as hell. Now let's talk about the Galaxy Note 5's cameras. It's no secret, from an Android perspective, I primarily care about the cameras and pretty much nothing else. I mean, again, Android is a fine OS. It's fun to explore and tinker with all the the customization features. I guess it comes down to my personality, is what I'm trying to say. But at the end of the day, I simply care about the cameras because I don't know what it is. Between the G4, the V10, and now the Note 5, all three cameras completely obliterate any of the cameras I've ever used on any iPhone. And that's saying a lot. I love my iPhone, but the cameras on the Galaxy Note 5, nothing compares. They are simply incredible. Quality is freaking fantastic. The built-in software gives you a ton of manual controls. It's simply an awesome experience. And while to give you an idea of the photos that I've taken with the Galaxy Note 5, here's a quick slideshow. speaking in terms of the front-facing camera, the whole selfie mode is cool. You can hold your hand, it counts down, it takes a picture. That is really, really neat, and I just appreciate that feature very much. But in terms of the overall image quality, I gotta say it's decent. Now, this is common for most phones, so I'm not gonna really knock the Galaxy Note 5 in this regard, but I will say the quality looks good in a well-lit environment, as you can say with any phone. But as soon as you hit low light, quality, it quickly goes down the drain. But thankfully, I primarily prefer to use the Galaxy Note 5 using the rear-facing camera. So talking about the S Pen, this is easily the most unique accessory I've used on an Android device yet. The S Pen, in my opinion, adds a completely new and unique level to your mobile device. It changes the way you can use your phone, especially considering the S Pen's air commands. They are simply awesome. Okay, so you can quickly activate Action Memo, Smart Select, Screen Write, and S Note. But by far, my favorite feature about the S Pen is removing it while the screen is asleep. Boom. And then you can write on a pure black display with white ink. And there's something that is just so satisfying about this. Between the AMOLED display, which by the way is just downright incredible. I'm a sucker for OLED, and for those who are not aware, OLED basically means if the display is not using certain pixels, those pixels do not light up. So that means you can get the richest black possible. And it's no different on the Galaxy Note 5. The AMOLED display, simply stunning. So to put simply, I'm enjoying the S Pen a lot more than I expected. All right, so talking about specs, I'm not gonna obsess over specs because I'm just not obsessed with them. In my opinion, they don't make a phone. It comes down to good software. Now, granted, you can't really have good software without good hardware. They go hand in hand. But still, speaking from a software perspective, I gotta say the Galaxy Note 5, I'm loving it very much. It's incredibly fast. Apps open pretty much instantly. You can do multitasking, which works pretty well on a 5.7-inch display. Not as convenient as using my iPad mini 4 or iPad Pro, but obviously we are talking about entirely different screen sizes here. But still, 5.7 inches, I think it's large enough to do some light multitasking on. And while looking at my notes, I suppose those are my favorite things regarding the Galaxy Note 5. But don't get me wrong, there's a lot more. It's just there's so much to talk about in phone reviews. So I try to keep things simple and to the point. But of course, just like any device out there, nothing is perfect, and I do have a few minor complaints regarding the Note 5. First of all, Samsung, while I give you props for designing a downright beautiful device, it is slippery. It's extremely slippery. It's probably the slipperiest phone I have ever put in my hand. Like, it is that slippery. It just naturally wants to fall out of your hand, which is why I bought myself this, a very slim, very to the point and simplistic in design case for the Note 5. I'm not sure the exact name, but I will link it right below for those interested. Probably cost me $10, easily worth it. It adds so much grip, and well, you can actually hold your phone without the fear of dropping it. All right, so moving on to my next dislike, I gotta say the thin bezel. While it looks amazing and it naturally blends in with the overall design of the Note 5, it definitely got in the way quite often with accidental inputs. When holding the phone naturally, this side of your palm, your skin would sometimes mistakenly touch the screen, which pretty much caused the Note 5 to do something you did not originally intend. And this quickly became very annoying. But thankfully, when I bought this case, that issue was almost non-existent. And actually, with that said, I gotta say, I'm very surprised that I have not seen this complaint from other tech reviewers. But I have to assume it's a common issue for most users, and maybe other people just overlooked it. And finally, speaking in terms of the display again, the resolution, downright beautiful. I mean, it's a nice large size if you're into huge phones, which aren't necessarily my favorite, but I got by pretty well. I gotta say, while the display is beautiful, viewing it from slight angles can kind of give you that red, tinty, hazy look. I know that's not the technical term, but it's definitely something I have not noticed on my iPhone 6s. So Samsung is definitely doing something different with their display. That's kind of causing a slight annoyance here and there. But with that said, it's not a deal breaker. I just felt like it's worth mentioning because, again, it's something I've seen other tech reviewers not mention. Oh, and by the way, this only seems to happen when there's a white background. So it's not like it's happening all the time. It just happened enough to make me notice. And actually, it's one of the first things I noticed when I began using the Note 5. But hey, you guys know me. I enjoy being honest. And regardless of these few dislikes, I gotta say, if you're considering a new phone, the Galaxy Note 5, in my opinion, is easily worth it. So is that my final verdict? Yes and no. Yes, because I love this phone and I can definitely recommend you using it. However, at the time of this video, Samsung and LG both just happened to announce their new phones. The Galaxy S7, the S7 Edge, and the G5. So, you might want to consider your options before moving forward. But either way, no matter which phone you're going to choose, you're going to get a kick-ass experience. So there you go, my review of the Galaxy Note 5. Nothing too in-depth, I just wanted to go over my favorite features, especially the cameras. Whew, the cameras, especially the rear-facing camera, it does not disappoint, just mind-blowing. And by the way, don't forget to use the Snapseed app. Amazing application with some truly incredible potential. And of course, one more huge thanks to Instagram.com/thisonekid for making this video possible. Give him a follow on Instagram right below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.